Isaac Olúwolé Adétìran was born on the 8th of September 1946 to the family of Pa Olagunju and Owojori Adétìran of Obaloja House in Igbajo, Osun State. Olúwolé had his primary and secondary education at the Baptist Day School and St. Luke African Church School, both in Igbajo between 1954 and 1961. In his quest for further education, he enrolled at the Baptist Training College, Ede, in 1974. It was at the Baptist Training College that he got the formation to become teacher of teachers. Dr. Wole Adétìran rose from a humble musicological beginning to become a music icon, renowned scholar, and a seasoned administrator. His career foundation as a musicologist started at ABA Christopher Music School and Benevolent Music School in Ibadan in 1966 and 1968. He then proceeded to the Premier University, the University of Ibadan, and also badged a master's degree in musicology in 1987. Dr. Wole Adétìran worked tirelessly to develop the music industry in Nigeria.
I got to know Baba Adétìran when I was growing up as a child at the Celestial Church of Christ, Army Barracks Road, Mokola, where I grew up as a boy, and he was our organist then. On a full pedal organ, I watched him play while I was still a small boy. From the gallery, I would give us the opportunity to view what was happening in the choir from the gallery.
Baba Adétìran was like a father to me. Baba Adétìran was the one that made me know that the way I sound is authentic. You know, I've always sounded like this. And before I met Baba Adétìran, people that had always said, what are you doing? You know, trying to shut me up like that. Baba Adétìran was the one who, at the first time he heard me, it was like, wow, you know. And because somebody like him could say that about me, gave me a lot of confidence.
Baba Adétìran has been, he was an enigma. He came and he fulfilled purpose. A very selfless person. He is not self-centered. He cared for his people a lot, just like the good shepherd cared for us.
Baba Adétìran was my friend. You know, in this part of the world, you don't call Agbalagba your friend, but Baba Adétìran was my friend. And I'm saying he was my friend because, you know, the things that you could do with your friends, you can joke with your friends, you can be free with them, you can talk with them, you can gist with them, you can play, you know. He was my friend like a father. He's somebody very important in my life that I've missed. I didn't even know I'm going to miss him like this. I didn't know. Baba's space cannot be filled by anybody else in my life. You know, after Baba, I don't think, he's not my earthly father. I wasn't really close to my own father, but Baba was the closest to fatherhood. Baba was part of my life for many years before I got married. I met him on January 17, 1997. I went to Central Choir. It's a long story before then. I went to Central Choir because of my quest for more, because I knew I could sing. I was already a professional backup singer. So I knew I could sing. I was already working, making money with my voice. I knew I could sing and all of that, but I wanted more. I wanted to sing to serve God. I wanted to sing to praise God only. That was what I wanted. So all those ones that I was doing backup, making money, I knew there was more. So I went to Central Choir. We were auditioned. It was during the audition that Baba heard me sing. And he said, since then the connection, you know, came, because that was what I needed in my life at that point. And if you know Baba Adétìran, even if you don't believe in yourself, he will believe in you. Baba Adétìran will teach you to believe in yourself. I believed in myself, but I wanted more. I was already in my 20s. I was already doing life without my parents. I was already, a young lady that knew what she wanted from life. But I just wanted more. I wanted to just serve God.
Well, there are many things that I gained through Olúwolé Adétìran. The first thing is that there is nothing that is impossible. Baba Adétìran is a dogged fighter. Whatever situation of that you have to solve, Baba Adétìran will tell you that it is possible. When you play your music, you must do it very well. You must play it very well. You must work very hard, and you must give God the best. And it was those virtues and training that is really helping me and many of his students up to today. That you don't need to give any excuse for not performing at all. So, and he trained me to be confident, and he gave me the platform to really train on how to raise a choir and train a choir. And all those ones are many more things that I gained as an apprentice, a student, because I was a student too. When I decided to study music at the Polytechnic Ibadan, I became a student. And very importantly, very, very importantly, as we go on in our journey, we became friends.
He was a staunch member of the Celestial Church of Christ. He rose to become the director of music of the Celestial Church of Music worldwide. For his immeasurable contribution to the repositioning of the Celestial Church of Christ music, the Celestial Central Choir now has rich repertoires of classical music. Dr. Olúwolé Adétìran worked tirelessly to develop the music industry in Nigeria. He was a staunch member of the Celestial Church of Christ. He rose to become the director of music of the Celestial Church of Music worldwide. For his immeasurable contribution to the repositioning of Celestial Church of Christ music, the Celestial Central Choir now has rich repertoires of classic church music. Dr. Olúwolé Adétìran was a Dutch fighter. His Dutchness earned the institution and department the Music Technology Program, which was the first and only in Africa until 3 years ago.
But when Baba suggested to me that I could study music, I didn't argue. I just believed I could. And he asked me to bring my results, give my results to Bodarotimi. I gave my results to Bodarotimi. Of course, my results was excellent. And I went to Ibadan. I resigned at work to go to Ibadan Poly to study music. My boss then was thinking, are you mad? You are leaving this, career to go and study music and all of that. And here we are today. I lived at his house at some point. I left where I was living. Where I was living was more comfortable. But because I wanted to be around Baba as a child, as a daughter, with other people like Bodarotimi, like Tayo, I just wanted to be around him because it was what I wanted, what I needed at that point. That he was. I was living with him. I went to Ibadan, Ibadan Poly. I was known as Baba's daughter in school. We would struggle to pay school fees. I'll go and work, do backup. He will be angry that I'm doing backup. I didn't come to Riaza. It's backup I'm doing. Because I know we were attracted to ourselves because our personalities are close. We fought a lot. We fought because our personalities are close. And because I'm always somebody, I said I was in my 20s already, so I always thought, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. He would tell me, don't do this, you can't be using your voice to do backup. I would say, that's what I want to do. I'll be available to serve God for Central Choir and all of that. But I just wanted to do something differently. So we fought. I shared many secrets with him. I shared many things with him. I was just like Baba's first daughter. Maybe after Tayo, Sha. I was just like his daughter, you know. And he played that role very well. He played it well. Nobody's perfect. But Baba played his role well. Baba played his role well. I don't want to cry now. He was somebody that when I'm writing the story of my life, I mean, everywhere I go all over the world, I always mention Baba Adétìran's name. His name, you know. I can't write the story of my life without a full chapter dedicated to him. Because sounding like this, what makes me unique and all of that, I know he's been there, follow company and all of that, but it made me identify with it. You know, it made me to be confident, to sound like that. And he was the one that made me know that I could study music. And I studied music. You know, the fact that I study music and I'm practicing music helps me a lot. You know, there are many things my heart breaks when I remember some things about him, like what should have been about him and all of that. But then, who are we? I mean, life is like that. And I'm always saying that the essence why we meet our kind, Baba was my senior kind. The reason why we meet our kind, you know, in life, especially the older ones, is for us to learn from them and do better. And I'm always telling myself that I will do better. I've learned those things from him. I've seen the things how he navigated and all of that. And I'm going to do better. But all in all, Baba Adétìran was a good man. And every time my heart remembers him, like I did today, I pray for his soul. He was a good man. Come on, and
If the children are not eating, I don't think Baba will eat. Even to the point of where he will sleep. And that fateful day, I think I left work and I went to see him in the company of my senior brother, Superior Giwa. And when we got to his house, I think the Earth Challenge had actually started then. And I was ushered into his sitting room, and he came in and I explained the reason and what we wanted to do. And the man just looked at me and said, this is the moment he has been waiting for, that this is a divine, steps and a divine way in which God has decided to bring to pass that which he has envisioned or dreamt about. And immediately he called. I was still very skeptical because I don't know the depth and of what he has. So immediately he called 5 of the young men who are his students, or let me call them so to say, and he just gave them one sign, and what I heard coming out from the mouth of those children, I could not believe. And it was as if heaven had actually come down to earth. The song's ministration, they took it from the classical level to the contemporary. They took again to they started singing hymns of different denominations. They will tell you this is from Baptist, this is CM, this is Anglican. It took me to the church music in terms of from the Orthodox to the contemporary, and I was like, wow. So we have someone like this in Celestial Church. There, I said, this will be the director or the host choir for Luli concert, and that was how the journey started. And we had our first meeting after we assembled ourselves as a team, and Baba came at every of our meeting. He will be punctual, and he will come to time, and he will participate in all the deliberation at the meeting.
Olúwolé Adétìran is known to be the father of the department. He was a mentor to many, and that is why he was fondly called Baba Rere or Baba by all his students. His product has spread all across the globe, forging ahead and projecting the Olúwolé Adétìran legacy. as lecturers, celebrated popular musicians, church musicians, organists and pragmatic sound engineers, music producers, and seasoned instrument technologists.
My name is Olúwolé Adétìran.
Okay.
Well, anything music belongs to me. Well, the church, Celestial Church of Christ, is the head church worldwide.
Okay.
Not even the Roman Catholic now, which people call the church.
Okay.
Celestial Church of Christ is the church. So whatever comes out of the church, either good, bad, or whatever, is good. It's the best.
Okay,
And
fantastic.
I'm sure that we'll have worthy youths in the church.
Organ, volume up. Láyé Olúmọ. Láyé Olúmọ, òkè Olúmẹ̀lẹ̀. Láyé Ọ̀rẹ́sà. Adi, can you see any parish choir in the result of today that is not divided into 4 parts? It is soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. It was not common. It was brought, made popular and established by the leadership of Olúwolé Adétìran. Another one is the issue of conducting in the church. Before the central choir's emergence, there was nothing like conducting of the choir. But with its might and training, every chorister and every choir today has one or more conductors. Then the issue of music scoring, putting our music into scores. Of course, when the music scoring era came in through the standard choir, then we have an opportunity to put our music into scores, and that is what we have today.
In fact, he fought till his last breath about us, about the music of the Celestial Church to be sacred as it should be. Ìjọ mímọ́ is ìjọ ẹ̀mí. It's a spiritual church. It's a church that is a reflective way of worship that we do. And there is no way you do that and be practicing a different kind of music. Kò lè jọ, kò lè link. To ẹ̀mí ta ní, ìmọ́lẹ̀ ta ní, is that we are always throwing it, we're always dancing away the spirit. Baba, I pass through Sele, and there is nowhere I go to and I don't tell people I'm Omo Sele. I intentionally say that. I'm actually not Omo Sele, but I intentionally say that so that they will know that I pass through that church and there is something beautiful there. Regardless of what you see people do, I am a product of that place. And I was in my 20s when I came to Sele. You are worshiping God and you are bowing down. That is of course, when your heart is in tune, that is the most, the highest physical form of worship that you can give to God. The kind of, the humility that your body, your spirit, your soul, goes through during worship. That was the kind of thing Baba fought for. So that we won't be doing Orin Ẹ̀sìn and be putting gong, and you can put gong as ornamental, not gong as a principal instrument. Gong is not a principal instrument. At that time, it could be just accompaniment, just to design a beat in a way so that it won't overshadow the other things. Gong is for, we Africans, we want to dance, but nínú Orin Ẹ̀sìn. And Baba was always saying, he studied music, he was a doctor of music, and we studied music too. We know that ní ojúbọ Ṣàngó nǹkan tí wọn kì í lù fún Ṣàngó wọn gbọ́dọ̀ lù ń bẹ̀ ní ojúbọ Ọbàtálá wọn gbọ́dọ̀ lù nǹkan tí wọn gbọ́dọ̀ lù fún Ọbàtálá ń bẹ̀. So why are we now handling the things of God this way? God that is the God of all gods. That was what Baba stood for. And I mean, we can see around in many choirs. When I see some choirs performing, and I will be like, oh, Central Choir, Lele, you know. Nobody in Sele can underestimate, you know, the impact of Baba on Sele's music.
Dr. Olúwolé Adétìran was married to Mrs. Olúfẹ́mi Àyọ̀ká Adétìran and were blessed with children and adorable grandchildren. Dr. Isaac Olúwolé Adétìran slept in the Lord on the 6th of May 2022 at the age of 75.